Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. The Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development is commemorating World Rabies Day today. Between the start of the year and the 31st of August, there have been 185 laboratory-confirmed animal rabies cases in the country. The department has been carrying out awareness campaigns on how the deadly rabies virus can be prevented in humans and animals. Director of Animal Health, Dr. Mpho Maja, joins us now for more on this discussion. She joins us via our video link. Dr. Mpho, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. I mean, as we commemorate and mark World Rabies Day, perhaps maybe if you can just remind our viewers, what is rabies and what are the symptoms associated with it?
Good evening, Bali, and good evening to the viewers. Rabies is one of the deadly and oldest diseases known to men, and it is 100% preventable if we vaccinate our pets, especially the pets that we live in the households with us.
And perhaps give us an insight when it comes to the sort of symptoms associated, with rabies. What are the signs to look out for?
The signs that are typical in a rabid dog or cat or any animal, it affects all mammals, is that they change behavior. You will see that your pets either become aggressive and they bite and they chase objects which would normally not have happened, or they become depressed. They would just lie around, and when approached, they would snap. While with wild animals, they become tame. You will see animals that would generally attack people becoming very tame, walking into houses, premises. And again, when you approach them, they will snap, they will attack. Livestock also show signs of aggression. In cattle particularly, they look like there is a bone stuck in the throat. And if you approach as a farmer, if you try and remove that, that is how you will then get infected. If you have wounds on your hands or if the animal bites you, it will then infect you. So generally, it presents as change in behavior, either madness or depression and tame.
And of course, this year we've had at least 185 laboratory confirmed cases, and this, of course, is in animals. Where would you say have been the most problematic areas in terms of the country when dealing with cases of rabies?
Generally, in South Africa, we are endemic of rabies, so it basically occurs throughout the country. But the most prevalent areas, or the most areas where cases are picked up, is on our eastern shores, Limpopo, Mpumalanga, bordering the Kruger National Park, KZN, Eastern Cape, and some boundaries of the Free State with Lesotho. Recently, we've actually also picked rabies up in seals. You may have seen reports earlier in the year in the Western Cape and recently in the Northern Cape, where seals have been diagnosed and picked up positive of rabies.
And when it comes to, deaths associated with rabies, have we seen any deaths this year in terms of humans, succumbing to death because of rabies-associated viruses?
Sadly, Mbali, yes. We have lost 7 people just this year alone, from January to September. 3 in KZN, 3 in the Eastern Cape, and 1 recently in Limpopo. And as I said earlier, it is completely preventable. If when people are bitten by dogs that are suspected, or even cats or any other animal suspected of being rabid, they need to wash the wounds thoroughly and quickly approach the medical practitioner to get what is called post-exposure treatment. And that way it can be preventable. But also if we vaccinate our dogs and cats, we can prevent infections to humans.
And does the Department of Agriculture provide free vaccination for those with pets in their households and, can't afford to take their pets to a vet?
We do provide vaccines in all 9 provinces. You can approach the state veterinary office, or where there are mobile clinics, those would be able to vaccinate. But in September, generally, we run rabies awareness campaigns where we vaccinate free of charge. In some provinces, they even do population control, where they would spay animals or castrate them, just so that we manage populations of animals in communities.
And if maybe, members of the public pick up on any symptoms associated, with rabies, what should they do almost immediately when they realize, well, they may have rabies?
Would that be in people or in animals?
In both people and in animals.
Let me start first with animals. They need to confine the animal if they can, and immediately report it to the nearest vet or even to the nearest police station so that somebody can come out and restrain that animal. We will then put it down and take the sample, send it to the lab for confirmation. In humans, if you suspect that you have been bitten by a rabid animal, you need to thoroughly wash the wound with running water for a good, say, 10 minutes and approach the district surgeon or any clinic and request that they contact the state vet office so that we do on our side the necessary investigations so that we can confirm and then continue with the treatment. But the person has to start treatment if there is suspicion of rabies.
All right, Dr. Mpho, thank you so much for your time and for that insight in educating the public on what needs to be done if you suspect whether your pet may have rabies, or maybe if you think that you have contracted the virus, even if it was through your pet. Of course, saying that you need to touch base immediately with a local clinic or even, the police station when it comes to reporting one of your pets that may have be infected with rabies.